Prince William before the couple reunited. Meghan Markle shared photos of her children, Princess Lilibet and Prince Archie, frolicking around the late Princess Diana's childhood home, and experts are calling Markle's move tasteless. This week, Markle crafted an Instagram post about the family's recent UK visit. She captioned her post, "Summer Holiday," and one of the images shows Prince Harry with his kids walking on a grassy path with hedges and large trees. The photo is believed to be taken at Althorp, the Spencer family's ancestral estate. In the photo, Archie and Harry are carrying bouquets, which seemingly suggests that they visited Diana's burial site, which is on an island in the middle of her family's estate. A royal expert says Prince William is likely livid that Meghan Markle shared photos from Princess Diana's ancestral estate. Getty Images' Hilary Fordwich, British royals expert, told Fox News Digital that Prince Harry's oldest brother, Prince William, is likely livid by Markle's photos. Not only is Prince William likely to be livid regarding such commercialization of Althorp in such a tacky, tasteless media post, it'll fuel his disgust, so he shall thwart any major re-entry, she began. Likewise, Camilla, courtiers, palace aides, security officials, and other institutional gatekeepers who are duty-bound to protect the monarchy will all do their utmost to thwart MM&H's attempts. Richard Fitzwilliams, royal expert, pointed out that the Spencers must have given the Duke and Duchess of Sussex permission to visit Althorp, therefore her post is permissible. Meghan shared pictures of their children on what is assumed is Althorp, home of the Spencer family. That would have been allowed by the Spencers and is therefore permissible, he told Fox News Digital. Fitzwilliams continued, "What is important is the silence Harry and Meghan have somehow managed to maintain after seeing King Charles and Queen Camilla, in contrast to what has happened previously. It will have been made clear that there would be no future meetings if they had talked to any of the media." An aerial view shows the burial site of Diana, Princess of Wales, at the Althorp estate in Althorp, United Kingdom. David Goddard/Getty Images, Helena Chard, a British broadcaster and photographer, called Markle's decision to share a private family moment publicly predictable. As for Meghan posting photos of the children at Diana's family home, it is a predictable move. It ties them to history without using a title. However, it also shows a slight tension, wanting the royal story when it helps while keeping distance when it doesn't, Chard said. The public understands peace in private, but basically the crown has to come first, she concluded. A photo of Kate Middleton, Prince William, Prince Harry, and Meghan Markle. Chris Jackson Poole, AFP via Getty Images. On Harry and Meghan's recent trip to the UK, they were reportedly reunited with King Charles and Queen Camilla. Charles had not seen his grandchildren since 2022. No doubt KCII wants his dear boy H back within the royal fold with limited family contact and a controlled private reconciliation. But given the stance of Prince William, there will not be a return to any significant working royal role, Fordwich told Fox News Digital. Harry, Meghan and their kids reportedly reunited with King Charles and Queen Camilla during their recent trip. Max Mumby/Indigo/Getty Images. The entire family is most wary of the institutional risk H and MM are likely to cause at any given moment via leaks to the media. MM sharing photos which appear to be taken at Althorp of her children is a ghastly exploitative move and precisely why the couple aren't trusted, the royal expert continued. She is being predictably provocative and tasteless since Princess Diana's resting place is purposely at Althorp, a most private family mourning location and deeply symbolic, being Princess Diana's ancestral home. Princess Diana died in 1997. She was photographed here in 1983. Tim Graham Photo Library/Getty Images. Chard is highly doubtful that Charles' visit with his estranged son means Harry will be accepted back into the royal arena. I doubt Charles will just let the Sussexes back into the royal arena, especially as there has been no genuine contrition. A family reunion is one thing. A return to royal life is another, she said. Harry and Meghan would need to take responsibility and offer a proper apology to the king and to the country. Hasn't happened so far, and without it, moving forward is impossible. There are places in this world that carry so much grief, so much history, so much sacred weight, that even stepping foot near them without permission feels like a violation. Althorp House in Northamptonshire is one of those places. It is where Princess Diana was born, where she is buried, and where her memory is kept alive by a family who has guarded it fiercely for nearly 3 decades. So when photographs emerged suggesting Meghan Markle had visited and documented that visit for public consumption, the reaction inside royal circles was not merely uncomfortable. According to sources close to the situation, it was incandescent. To understand why this story has cut so deeply, and why palace insiders suggest Prince William is, in the words of one commentator, absolutely livid, we need to go back and understand what Althorp actually means. Not just to the Spencer family, but to the entire narrative surrounding Diana's legacy and the ongoing tension between the Sussexes and the institution of the crown. Princess Diana died in Paris on the 31st of August, 1997. She was 36 years old. Within days of her death, her body was brought home to Althorpe, the ancestral Spencer estate that had been in the family for centuries. Her brother, Charles Spencer, made the deliberate decision to bury her on a small island within the grounds of the estate, surrounded by water, specifically to protect her final resting place from the kind of intrusive public spectacle that had defined so much of her life. It was, in every sense, a sanctuary, a private memorial in a private space, and for nearly 3 decades, the Spencer family has controlled access to it with extraordinary care. William and Harry grew up visiting Althorpe. They watched their mother be laid to rest there. For William in particular, that estate is not a tourist destination or a heritage site. It is deeply, personally sacred. Reports suggest that access to Diana's Memorial Island has always been tightly controlled, and that even members of the extended royal family approach it with considerable deference to the Spencer family's wishes. The estate does open to the public for a limited period each year, but even then, access to the island where Diana is buried remains restricted. The emotional geography of this place matters enormously, which is what makes the photographs and the circumstances surrounding them so extraordinarily charged. Reports began circulating when images appeared to show Meghan at or near Althorpe, and according to sources familiar with royal reactions, the photographs were not simply a private family visit quietly kept between those involved. The concern, as palace insiders have described it, is the perceived public nature of the gesture. The suggestion that a visit to one of the most private and emotionally significant locations in Britain's recent royal history had been captured and in some form shared. Royal commentators were quick to describe the images as, at minimum, deeply misjudged. One expert used the word tasteless. Another said the photographs reflected a fundamental failure to understand what that space represents to the people who matter most. And that is where William enters this story with full force. Those close to the Prince of Wales have consistently described his protectiveness over his mother's memory as one of the most defining features of his character. He has spoken publicly, though carefully, about the pain of losing Diana. He has created the Diana Award. He has worked in his own measured way to ensure her legacy is honored on his terms and the Spencer family's terms. He is not a man who wears his grief loudly, but sources indicate that when that grief is perceived to be encroached upon, his reaction can be formidable. The relationship between William and Meghan has never fully recovered from the events of 2019 and 2020, when the Sussex departure from royal duties fractured the royal family in ways that are still playing out. There have been deeply personal allegations made in the Netflix documentary, in Harry's memoir Spare, and in the Oprah interview, some of which directly implicated William and his wife Catherine. Palace insiders have confirmed that trust between the two brothers is essentially non-existent at this point. Against that backdrop, any action by Meghan that could be interpreted as capitalizing on Diana's image or legacy lands in extraordinarily sensitive territory. Royal expert commentary has suggested that what makes this particular situation so aggravating to William is not merely the act of visiting Althorpe, but the apparent decision to make that visit visible. If you are genuinely there to pay private respects, the argument goes, you do not document it. You do not create a visual record that can circulate. The very existence of photographs transforms what might have been a sincere private moment into something that functions, intentionally or not, as a public statement. And public statements involving Diana are, for William, a matter of intense personal sovereignty. Then came the moment that shifted this story from background murmuring to full-blown royal crisis. When images and reports became widely circulated in the media, the reaction was swift and in several respects revealing. Royal commentators appearing on programs across British television described the photographs as shocking in their apparent lack of sensitivity. One prominent royal analyst stated plainly that the Spencer family, and by extension Prince William, would not have been pleased. The phrase that gained the most traction across the coverage was that single damning word, tasteless. What made the reporting land with such impact was the specificity of the criticism. This was not a vague complaint about the Sussexes behaving inappropriately, the kind of generalized disapproval that has followed Harry and Meghan since their departure. This was focused, detailed concern about a specific location, a specific act, and a specific breach of what those close to the royal family consider an unspoken but absolutely ironclad understanding. Diana's memorial is not content. It is not material for self-presentation. It is a grave, and it belongs to her sons and the family who buried her. Reports suggest that William learned of the photographs through media coverage rather than any direct communication from Harry or Meghan, which sources indicate only deepened the sense of grievance. The absence of any private conversation before these images entered public circulation is, according to those familiar with palace thinking, entirely characteristic of the broader pattern of behavior that has made reconciliation between the brothers so difficult to imagine. The aftermath has played out with the quiet intensity that tends to mark serious royal ruptures. There have been no public statements from Kensington Palace, which is itself a statement. William does not respond to provocations directly. He absorbs them, and sources close to him suggest that each incident of this nature is catalogued, remembered, and factored into his ongoing assessment of whether any meaningful relationship with his brother remains possible. What do you think? Was this a genuine oversight or something more calculated? And how much longer can this family continue to fracture so publicly before the institution itself begins to feel the weight? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and if you found this analysis valuable, you know what to do.